Okay, so welcome to this deep dive. We're looking at something pretty interesting today.
Uh-huh.
It's where, celebrity culture meets gaming.
Right.
And sometimes, well, let's just say it doesn't always look like a perfect match.
Yeah, sometimes it looks more like someone trying to figure out the controller, maybe.
Exactly. Which end is up? So we've got some source material, highlights from a podcast called Fake Gamers Exposed, Celebrities Who Can't Even Hold a Controller.
Right, hosted by Alex and Jamie.
Uh,
And they don't really hold back, do they?
no, they don't. They point out these moments where celebrities seem to be saying they're gamers,
Uh-huh.
but maybe the actions don't quite line up.
Yeah, and our goal here isn't really to, jump on their bandwagon or adopt their tone.
No.
It's more about using their examples to understand this whole phenomenon. Like, what's the disconnect? Why might someone present themselves that way?
Okay, so let's dive in. They had this section, controller catastrophes.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And some of the descriptions were vivid. The first big one was Superstar X red carpet event, apparently trying to demo Fortnite.
Right, and the key detail there, according to the podcast, was how they were holding the controller.
Upside down.
Upside down. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty fundamental, isn't it? We're not talking complex tactics here.
And not at all. It's just basic interaction.
And they even attributed this quote, something like, I just love shooting the blocks.
Small chuckle sound implied. Yeah, while kind of awkwardly fumbling with the joysticks, apparently.
It really paints a picture of someone, well, maybe not having much, if any, hands-on time with a console game like that.
It does make you wonder. I mean, being a casual player is one thing, but
Yep.
upside down.
It suggests a real gap, yeah. And then there was the other example, Pop Icon Y.
Oh, the gaming selfie.
Right. Yeah, the picture where their fingers are apparently just resting on the start and select buttons.
Which, aren't typically your main action buttons during gameplay.
Not really, no. They're usually for menus, pausing, that kind of thing. So posing like that for a gaming shot, it feels a bit staged. Like maybe not understanding the actual feel of playing.
And didn't the podcast also mention that this same pop icon claimed to be a Call of Duty pro?
Yeah, that was the other layer, the claim versus the visual.
Yeah.
And then they had that mocked up gesture, like holding the controller like a Wii remote.
Oh, right.
And the comment, I played Tade on my fitness tracker. It just highlights this massive contrast, doesn't it?
It really does. That performative aspect you mentioned, like why signal you're a gamer so hard if the basics seem off?
Exactly. Which kind of leads into the next thing they discussed, which was even stranger, maybe.
What was that?
The whole realm of Unreal games.
Ah, yes. Where celebs apparently just invent games.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
They talked about actor Z supposedly raving about a game called Mario's Revenge.
Chuckle slightly. Mario's Revenge.
Yeah. Described as this, like, dark, gritty reboot where Mario is, I don't know, running some kind of protection racket on Bowser's castle, taxing him.
Wow. The podcast hosts had fun with that, didn't they? Joking about Peach running a dystopian mushroom empire or something.
They did. But it does make you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not about knowing every single indie game,
No.
but maybe having a basic grasp of iconic franchises like Mario. Inventing a whole premise like that seems, well, telling.
It suggests maybe not much actual engagement, right?
Potentially, yeah. And then there was Singer A,
What did they supposedly...
claiming to be speedrunning Grand Theft Spaceship 7.
Grand Theft Spaceship 7. Okay, that's definitely not a thing.
Not a real title, no.
Yeah.
The podcast joked maybe they meant Starfield and just got completely lost.
Down a Google rabbit hole, perhaps.
Maybe. But again, it points to maybe not being super invested in the details, if you can't get the title right.
Yeah, what does that say? The hosts even gave that kind of sarcastic tip.
Oh, yeah.
Like, pro tip, you're going to fake it, maybe check Wikipedia first.
Which is funny, but it kind of lands, doesn't it? Yeah. A tiny bit of research could avoid these really obvious slip-ups.
So, okay, if these examples hold water, it brings us to the big question, why? Why pretend?
Right. The podcast called this section The Why. And they offered a few potential reasons.
I bet money came up. Endorsements?
Oh, absolutely. That was front and center. They even did that funny sponsor voice, Gamer Glow energy drink now with 200% more RGB.
Chuckles, of course.
I mean, the gaming market is massive. Billions of dollars. It's incredibly attractive for brands, and they want celebrity faces.
Makes sense. But does it work if it feels fake?
That's the tricky part, isn't it? Authenticity is huge, especially with gamers. They can often sniff out when someone's just like reading a script.
Yeah.
So maybe perceived inauthenticity could backfire.
Could do. What else? Did they mention just wanting to seem cool?
Sort of, yeah. They talked about FOMO, fear of missing out,
Ah.
related to how huge streaming is now, Twitch and everything. Maybe wanting some of that clout, as they put it.
Right, wanting to tap into that cultural relevance. Gaming isn't just a niche hobby anymore.
Exactly. It's mainstream. It's a huge part of pop culture. So for a celebrity, aligning with that, even superficially,
Yeah.
maybe it feels like a way to stay relevant or connect with a younger audience.
Even if your gaming setup, as the podcast joked, is just Candy Crush on a laptop, on mute.
Mhm. Yeah, that image really stuck with me. Just going through the motions for appearance's sake.
But look, to be fair, they didn't only focus on the awkward examples. They did highlight some celebs who seemed genuinely into it. Right.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They had a section like legit level ups. Terry Crews was a big example.
Building his PC live.
Exactly. Building a gaming PC on YouTube, getting super into the components. They even mimicked him being like, feel the power and my J-Joy.
That feels pretty genuine. Hard to fake that level of enthusiasm for, like, thermal paste.
Right. It shows a real hands-on interest. And they mentioned Jack Black, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's been involved for ages. Brutal legend.
Brutal legend, guitar hero. His connection to games seems really authentic and goes way back. It's not just a recent trend thing for him.
And I liked the simpler example they gave, too.
Which one was that?
Just like celebrities admitting their kids absolutely destroy them at Mario Kart.
Yeah, that's relatable, isn't it?
Totally. It feels real. It suggests actual normal participation in gaming, not some big performance.
And that contrast is important, I think. It shows the difference between someone who clearly enjoys gaming, even casually, and someone who maybe just wants the image of being a gamer.
The community often picks up on that difference, don't they? Authenticity matters.
It really seems to. These enthusiast groups, they value genuine passion.
So, wrapping this up, as we sort of power down this deep dive, it leaves a pretty interesting thought, doesn't it?
What's that?
With gaming and celebrity culture getting so tangled up, why does being seen as a gamer suddenly have so much value, social capital?
That's a great question. It really makes you pause and think about, the wider culture right now. When hobbies, things we do for fun, become part of a public performance, what's driving that? What does it tell us about society when even just liking video games can be seen as this strategic way to build an image or gain status, sometimes even without real depth behind it?
It's definitely something to think about as these worlds keep colliding.
Absolutely. A fascinating intersection to keep an eye on.